It's funny, isn't it? Bitcoin, crypto, these words, they're everywhere.
Everywhere you turn, yeah.
But it's like, how much of it is actually, something you and I need to worry about, right? Like, what are the real arguments here?
Well, that's what we're diving into today.
Exactly. And the article we found, it uses this metaphor of, get this, Bitcoin as a carrot and a stick. I thought that was kind of brilliant.
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets at the heart of things, that pull and that potential downside.
Right. So let's start positive. The carrot. What's in it for us, the everyday people? What's all this about financial breathing room they keep mentioning?
Okay, so imagine this. A system where no single bank, no government has control over your money. That's the core idea behind Bitcoin. Decentralized. It's about giving you, the individual, more control. And that breathing room that comes from the potential of Bitcoin as, and this is a mouthful, a deflationary asset.
Okay, gotta stop you right there. Deflationary asset. Most of us don't use those words every day. Break it down for me.
Basically, imagine if your money, instead of losing value over time like it kind of does now with inflation, imagine if it gained value. That's the potential here.
Wait, so instead of my savings being slowly eaten away by, the cost of everything going up, with Bitcoin, they could actually be worth more down the line.
Exactly. That's the big idea, the possibility that's got some people really excited about Bitcoin.
That is wild. Okay, so how does the whole limited supply thing factor in? The article kept mentioning that.
Right. So unlike traditional currencies where governments can just print more, there's a fixed amount of Bitcoin that will ever exist. 21 million, to be exact. And that scarcity, that's what contributes to its potential as a deflationary asset. The more people want something, the less there is of it, the more valuable it becomes, right?
Basic economics. Okay, that makes sense. But this is where it gets even more interesting, right? Because it's not just about maybe making some money. The article argues that Bitcoin could seriously shake things up when it comes to who has power. The stick part of the metaphor.
Absolutely. For centuries, control over money, that's been a huge source of government power. They decide how much is printed, how it's taxed, the whole 9 yards. Bitcoin throws a wrench in that system.
Yeah, and they use this really interesting example, Norway's wealth tax.
Yeah.
People trying to, I don't know, protect their assets from the government's reach. Is that what they're getting at?
It's a taste of that, yeah. If more and more people move away from traditional finance into things like Bitcoin, it could absolutely impact government's ability to tax and regulate like they do now.
Man, that is huge. We're talking a potential seismic shift. And the article dives into some real-world stuff that's already happening, which I found mind-blowing. Like, there's this company, MicroStrategy. They put, like, a ton of their actual money into Bitcoin.
And their stock exploded. They went all in, became this public company betting big on Bitcoin.
So you have to wonder, right? What happens if more companies do that?
It's a huge question. And then there's El Salvador. They went even further, made Bitcoin legal tender, like you can use it to buy groceries there.
And they claim it's working, right? Boosting their economy, even cutting down on crime.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Those are the claims. Now, it's still early. Whether it's all sunshine and roses, we'll have to wait and see. But the point is, this isn't just theory anymore. Bitcoin's out there making waves.
So to bring it back to this carrot and stick idea, on the one hand, there's this potential for, maybe making some money, having more control over your finances than ever before. But on the other hand, if this thing really takes off, it could totally change the balance of power. Governments, traditional financial systems, everything could be upended.
That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? How will this play out?
It's a lot to wrap your head around. But if more companies, heck, if more entire countries start going the Bitcoin route, what does that mean for us? What does that even look like? That's something worth thinking about, right? We've just scratched the surface here, and I gotta say, this deep dive has given me a lot to chew on. And I hope you feel the same way. This is one of those topics you can't just take someone's word for it. Go out there, do your research, figure out where you stand on all this, because this is just the beginning.